Do you find yourself being forgetful or distracted throughout the day? Is stress stopping you from enjoying life? There are millions of Americans fighting the epidemic of brain fog. Fortunately, with simple changes to your diet and lifestyle, you can reclaim your clarity and energy. Dr. Mike Dow, psychotherapist and best-selling author of The Brain Fog Fix, is here with tips you can use in everyday life. Good morning, doctor. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So why is brain health something that so many people are concerned about now?
I think more and more Americans are experiencing what we call brain fog, right? So it's you walking into a room, not remembering why you're there. It's where did I park my car, or where are my keys? Or maybe you're younger and you are on your phone checking Instagram while you're trying to answer a text and you feel like you have a little scatterbrain and you can't focus. There's so much that has changed in our lives. More stress. We're sleeping less. We're working more. People are stressed out about change, the change in our world. So all of these things together are leading to this state. And of course, I have to talk about food, because our food supply has changed and what Americans are tending to eat more and more these days. And that is why we are seeing this spike in mild cognitive impairment, which is essentially dementia light, right? So we know that more and more people are actually being diagnosed with real and sometimes severe cases of brain fog. But, you know, I don't want people to worry. What I do want people to do is to realize that there is so much that you can do each and every day to take care of your most precious organ, which is between your ears, and that's your brain.
That's really good to know. Now, scatterbrained I thought was just a personality trait of mine, and I'm not that old, but is brain something that only older people should be concerned with?
No, absolutely not. And in fact, when it comes to the brain, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So it's never too early to start. And if you are feeling that scatterbrain, it's actually time to go on the offensive and use some of the strategies that I'd like to talk to you about today.
So what are those strategies? What are things that people can do to improve their brain health?
Yeah, so if you're somebody like you and you're younger and or you're experiencing scatterbrain, or if you're experiencing those senior moments, here are a few simple things you can do. The first thing is to do something that challenges you each and every day. When you do that, it's like you're making a $100 deposit into a bank account, only that bank account is your brain. This is a concept called reserve, which means the more money you've put into that account over the long term, over the course of your life, the more you have to spare, and you'll be less likely to be diagnosed with brain fog and also dementia. Also, I need to talk to you about Cognium. So Natrol Cognium is a breakthrough brain health supplement. It's the only brain health supplement with an active ingredient made from silk protein that's been proven to be effective in 9 clinical human trials. Now, I'm a research nerd, and I have to tell you that these studies were great studies. They were placebo, double-blind studies in published peer-reviewed journals. And we know that Cognium led to a significant improvement in memory and cognition. It boosted blood flow to the parts of the brain involved in memory and cognition, while also having a neuroprotective effect because it acts as an antioxidant. So speaking of antioxidants, the third thing I want your listeners to do each and every day is berries, berries, and more berries. So there's something called the blood-brain barrier, which is designed, thank you body, to keep the toxins out. But unfortunately, it also means that certain antioxidants can't make their way into the brain to protect it. But we know that certain antioxidants, like the one found in Cognium, like blueberries, like a healthy diet, so coffee, tea. Just 3 cups of coffee a day can reduce your risk of dementia by 65%. Eating dark chocolate instead of ice cream. Eating healthier fats. We want to switch to olive oil and avocados and nuts, and moving away from the kinds of fats found in the standard American diet that will inflame the brain. So if you put all of this together, so if you make Cognium a part of your routine, have blueberries tonight, walk a mile, because by the way, just walking a mile a day can reduce your risk of dementia by about 50%, and then eating these healthier fats like olive oil, avocados, nuts, real dark chocolate, not milk chocolate, but dark chocolate. You put all of these together, and it is an integrative, holistic strategy, and it will make a profound clinical difference, and you will reduce your risk of brain fog, scatterbrain, mommy brain, and senior moments for the rest of your life.
Dr. Dow, I can get behind anything that tells me to eat more dark chocolate and more avocado. I appreciate you being here with us this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
To find more information about this segment, log on to our website, fox4morningblend.com.